Thank you, DJ. Thank you. It does not seem that long ago when I first received in my inbox a resume and a cover letter from a teacher I did not know in Chicago, looking to become our next director of religious education. Not surprisingly, his cover letter was impeccably written. He was excited and experienced in Unitarian Universalism, and he wrote movingly and passionately about his commitment to social justice. The role that DJ was applying for was a very different role than what he is leaving today. His immediate predecessor, Camelia Jahanshahi, was only with us 15 hours a week, and her title was simply that of religious education teacher. The RE ministry had basically just formed and was still new. And Camelia didn't even really have staff to supervise. And there were still some Sundays when she would only be able to welcome 2 kids or so. The congregation was smaller, there were fewer families, and less programs. When DJ applied, we saw in him someone who could help Fourth Universalist grow. He had a strong sense of mission. He had firm and good boundaries, organizational skills, deep knowledge of education, and he was likable, which does not hurt. Under DJ's leadership, we've had to open 2 more Sunday school classes to accommodate our growth, and a whole staff team has grown to accommodate it. An assistant director of religious education by Colin Wolf, and 3 lead teachers who made their debut this winter. The RE ministry team is stronger than ever, with some of the best lay leaders, healthiest lay leaders that we could hope for. And the role itself has changed from that 15-hour-a-week teacher job to a 30-hour-a-week director-level position that not only oversees children and youth, but adult education too, with a special focus on racial justice. When DJ told me that he was going to leave last fall, I went through my own private grieving process. I couldn't tell any of you because staff stuff had to be private at the time, but I knew we had such huge shoes to fill. I knew that we would miss him. I knew that I would miss him. And I also feared us slipping back, to return to a disorganization and less good boundaries, to the struggle to find teachers, and to never knowing whether we'd have enough kids to really hold a class, let alone all of them. I know the search committee felt a similar weight to find the right person to replace DJ. Religious education and family ministry has become so important here. We've come so far. We were fortunate to get one of the strongest batches of applicants I'd ever seen. And one of those applicants was, of course, Ember. And we saw in Ember an experienced educator with years of teaching and instructing different ages, from little kids to teenagers. We saw in her a religious professional. Now, Ember is not a minister, but she literally has all the religion degrees that a minister does, including me. She went to seminary. It's wonderful. Perfect for an adult education director. Ember, as you've experienced, is warm and approachable. She's committed to social justice and liberal religion, and she has a passion for kids and adults. We already heard about some of her fun programs, using Star Wars and Harry Potter. She spoke with me earlier this week about using Dungeons and Dragons in a lesson plan. We are so excited to see what next level Ember can take us towards. The question in front of us now going forward is, what does that next level look like? Thanks to DJ, we've already seen glimpses. It looks like the anti-racist parenting panel that spoke to this special moment in time and attracted over 250 households from across the country. It looks like that Pulitzer Prize nominating journalists coming to talk with us about James Reeb, a UU minister killed in the civil rights movement. It looks like moving beyond being a small congregation that just serves ourselves, but being a congregation that serves one another and the wider community for learning and bringing in people who are asking questions that they don't know how to get answers to. It looks like speaking to the moment, to the needs of the world. Asking where that societal edge of religious education is, what lessons we need to be learning in this moment, and making sure that we're on that edge and doing the learning together. And we have come so far, and there is still so far to go. Today we close one chapter. We say goodbye to DJ and Christine and baby Alexis. We thank them for 3 wonderful years together. We will miss them. And as we close that chapter, we turn the page, and we open it to a new chapter. This one where new stories will be written, new adventures will be had, and new relationships will be built to treasure. It's a chapter with Ember and with Beck and Jude and Asher, who are different than DJ and Christina and Alexis, but just as deserving of our love. It's a chapter that begins with gratitude for the past and excitement for the future. Thank you, all of you here, for embracing DJ and his family these past 3 years. Thank you for making being a staff person here at Fourth Universalist such a special experience. And thank you for welcoming Ember and her family, for making them know without a doubt that this community is their home, that they are loved right from the start, that this is the kind of community that we are. We love fiercely, we welcome joyfully. Our hearts and our minds and our arms are open. And all the endings and all the beginnings and all the time in between. May it be so now and always. Amen.
Let us take